way to go inside. I always say this. The best way to go inside is to go outside. It's the easiest. I know that probably sounds like how, right? But nature is a natural tone. It has a natural tone. It doesn't scream for your attention. It just is. And it's not until you're able to quiet your mind that you just see nature for its beauty and for what it is. And for you to actually be able to get some intuitive download, just being out here, just tapping into the frequency, tapping into what it provides. Sometimes when you go outside to take a break from whatever it is that you're doing, the thing that you want is for nature to just be quiet for you so that you can think those thoughts uninterrupted. And the thing is, nature is going to do what nature does. And everything has its own place out here in nature. You know, besides the things that we've thrown in there, of course, you know, like even the like air conditioners and stuff like that. But nature has its own tone. And when you quiet your mind, when you finally stop those intrusive thoughts a moment and stop looking at the birds, you just be quiet. You actually tune in to the birds, into the whistling and the bristling of the trees. You'll realize that this is so restorative. This is so grounding. We have so much in us. We have so much energy on us that we have to ground it sometimes. And the tools to do that is half the battle. And if I told you the easiest thing you could do is go outside, would you do it? Like, just for a little while. Some people like to work out in the gym, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Go where you feel comfortable. Sometimes the weather does not have to do certain things, depending on where you are. But if you can go outside and work out, go outside and work out. You know, hey, Faye Larisha, girl. Go outside and work out. Just go for a walk. Just, you know, like I noticed that every time my mind starts to wander, sorry, I'm warding off flies. I gotta go. Whenever I'm outside, I realize that if my mind starts to wander, I feel like it's God, but a bird will just swoop right into my view, or a butterfly or something just beautiful. And it just stops me, and I'm just, oh my God, look at that, how pretty. Oh my, you know, like always saying, or I'll come across a tree or a set of bushes that I've been walking past like for the longest, right? And I'll be like, it finally like sprouted. Like it finally has some flowers. And then I'll be like, oh my God, like just the other day, it had nothing up there. And I just get so excited to see that. But in the very act of that, I am putting myself in the present moment. I'm allowing myself to be present. And sometimes the universe will find a way to steal your attention, to bring you to the present moment. And that's a very beautiful and subtle way to get my attention. Not like when I'm in traffic and I'm doing something crazy, like trying to multitask, messing with the GPS and this and that and the other. And then I get, you know, a nudge to like stay in my lane. You know what I mean? those are just some subtle differences in the way you can be taught lessons. Like, okay, let me stop distracting myself. Let me stay present in the moment. Both of them have an equal lesson, right? But which one would you like to enjoy the feeling of? I like the feeling of being out here and taught lessons. So that will be ever that I would give anybody who think, have time with what go. Also, secondly, that we adopt a whole foods diet, whole foods plant-based, because we're taking in the energy of all of what we eat. So if your diet is mostly plant derived, you're taking in that sun energy. You're taking in, energy, water directly from the and that's electrical. You're taking foods of animal diet. You are eating anything of high energy. You're eating just honestly the remnants of the vegetables they eat. So if they're eating vegetables to get their protein, why don't you do that? I mean, come on now. Like, yeah, there's some animals that eat other animals, but we don't eat those animals. We don't eat exotic animals. We eat animals that are currently being fed a certain diet. Most of them, what do you read on your beef labels? If you're trying to eat more consciously, you want something that has a grass-fed diet, right? What if I told you that alfalfa grass, barley grass, has so much more protein in it than 8 grams of steak? I'm sorry, 8-ounce steak. In just 2 tablespoons, you can get more than what you would get in 8-ounce steak. Like, minus the carbs and all of that, would you be convinced? That's what's in my Go Good Greens. It's clean protein, but it's also high in your B12. A lot of the animals, that's what people say. I eat that for my iron intake, and I eat that for my B12, my B vitamins, and honestly, you get that from the green algae. Did you know you get that from blue-green algae? You get that from spirulina. You get that from chlorella. You get that from alfalfa. You get that from barley grass. There's so many other ways to get all of these essential minerals, your amino acids, your omega fatty 3. There's so many other ways to get that stuff in, and you don't have to necessarily eat an animal to get it. That's one way, but I'm teaching you another way. And that also brings about mental clarity, sharpness, focus, detoxification. A lot of these children are struggling in school right now, and I mean, like, literally more than half the parents, I'm willing to say like 80% of the parents who I know and that I've talked to about their children have told me that their child has some form of attention deficit or something of that nature. And if it's not that, they feel like their child is on the spectrum of autism, and they have to be a certain age for them to be technically diagnosed. You have to allow the child's brain development process more to really be able to determine that, and to determine at what degree they are autistic. But honestly, it's because there's a lot of heavy metals in the foods. There's a lot of lead being found in the foods, the cereals that we eat, we give our kids, in the oatmeal even. There's been so many articles that have been coming out about that, so many different studies that have been showing, lead and heavy metals being linked to autism. So one thing that you can do as a parent is go get your child tested for heavy metals, especially lead, just to see how much lead is in your child's body. And if they tell you that any amount of lead is in your body, but especially a high amount of lead, your child needs to be on a heavy metal. I have heavy metal detox tinctures for children because I know like the teas, and just to fight with them to do that is, who wants to do that? And I also have it in a roll-on oil form for children that are less than of age, so 12 months and under, for them to also be detoxed, especially if you have given your child any immunizations. That's what they called it when I was a kid. Now they're called vaccines. So if you vaccinated your baby, you're worried that that may happen as they develop. There, if you go to my website, www.kalanhealing.com, check out these 2 different detoxes. But we need to remove these things, not just from their bodies as a one-time thing, but we have to be healthy and more conscious in what we're putting in their diets going forward. And like I said in a previous live, I'm just merely here to be a vessel. I inspire through my being. I share the knowledge that I know. I'm happy to. Like, this is just what I'm passionate about. So I always encourage people to follow their own passions, go with it. And if you ever are feeling unclear as to which direction you should be going in, if you're ever feeling like upside down in your thoughts, or wavering, or just not sure which you should be focused on at any given time, although this may sound very counterproductive, I want you in that moment to stop doing what you're doing. Go take a break. Even if you have set aside a certain time block to get something done and you feel like, I need to get this done during that time, and you have a list of things, maybe outside is not an option, or maybe you can't do it outside. First option, go outside. Go take a walk. Take a quick walk. Go take a 5 to 10 minute walk. I say 10 minutes. And if you want to still stay productive and feel like that's going too far for you, pick the most fun task on your list to do, and do that first. By picking the task that is most fun to you, invites you to raise your vibration again. It allows you to focus yourself back into alignment. Simply put, it's the easiest way for you to focus yourself back into alignment. And then you can knock off so many more tasks. Like, try that first before you think I'm just this optimist. Try it. It'll save your life. Hello, welcome to the live. We're just doing a vibe check. And as the title, suggests, today is about stillness. Today is about honoring what your body is requiring of you, and for you to be honest with yourself and say, like, hey, am I really honoring my body? Sometimes our minds and our body is not in alignment. Like, I call that coherence. We're out of coherence. And so our mind is telling us we have so many things to do. Like, let's get up and do this, let's do that. And your body is like, girl, let's chill, dude. Like, let's take a break. Like, my body is tapped. And if you're just like, if you want to go, I am going to encourage you to tell your body to sit. Like you do a dog, sit and stay there. Sit, stay. Tell yourself, sit, just sit, or go lay down. Stay. You know how that dog is just so stubborn. I got 2 dogs, and one is so sweet, she'll listen, and the boy, he listening to you, girl, bye. You don't run this house. I do. And I have to literally get in his face, like, if you don't sit down and stay. Or I have to when I realize that doesn't work, I have to baby him and talk to him like with so much love, like just stay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Just lay down. And you pick what works for you. But talk to yourself and make yourself sit still. I promise you, you will get so much further in stillness than you would acting outside of the vibration to create. You always want to create out of inspiration so that it can flourish. And I'm telling you, once you get started, the momentum will naturally pick up. But if you're creating out of desperation, your thoughts won't flow. It's like you're like going upstream, like you are flowing, you're going up against the flow, against the natural current. So I'm going to invite you to let go of the oars. Allow all of the pieces to come together collectively in your mind. Allow yourself to create that, visualize what it looks like for you, and then allow divine inspiration to propel you. You don't want to take any action with, you want to take as little action as you could. If this is truly a vibrational universe, then that means that all we have to really do is line up to the vibration of what we want, and then it shall take form. The work that you have to do is to maintain that vibration. Stay in it as much as you can, and don't feel bad if you dip in and out. Just know that the contrast that you find outside of that is just going to make everything that you're looking for to bring to you that much more fulfilling and exciting. That's it on that. That was a ramble, but I really just wanted to be here in this space. I said that I would dedicate more time and energy and attention to this space, and this is me honoring that commitment. And I hope this helps somebody. I hope this sits with someone on their heart. And while I do have you here, if you're here to this point, just go ahead and drop me a cute unicorn and let me know that you are vibing and rocking out with me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is literally the @ according to Jane. I don't know why it showed up like that, but follow me there. If it's hard, click the link in my bio in the description, and it'll take you directly to my YouTube channel. Check out what I'm doing there. I am also growing that community, and I would like to invite you all to what I'm doing in that space, as it is not only a healing space, a place that you can learn something and that we can just grow together in love and in fun. Like, it's just fun. And here's some things that you can look forward to from me. This month I'm participating with a good friend of mine over at Keep It Vertical. Her theme for the month of September is the September month of setting your boundaries. Okay? And so I dare you to take on that challenge with us. Hey, Ramshake. I dare you to go on the challenge with us. It is the September month of setting your boundaries. I'm going to go on ahead and add setting your intentions for the month. What do you intend to do? What are you setting out to do? We are literally only 2 days into this new moon phase. And in the new moon phase is the best time for you to start writing out, journaling your ideas, journaling your thoughts, journaling about what do you want to see manifest, okay? When your thoughts flow, that is the best time for you to get them out. And if you're not right in front of a pen and paper at the moment, I like to vlog, video journal it. And if you don't feel comfortable, or the moment you turn on the camera, you realize you get camera shy and your thoughts, then just put on your voice recorder and just, turn it around, put it in your pocket, whatever. But just get your thoughts out. Get those thoughts out. And then when you have free time, write it down. Telling you, like, not only does it feel good to write these things down and to see it, but once you get into the feeling place of what it will feel like to have this thing manifest, you are literally right there. And you're gonna be like, but why isn't it showing up? because you asked that question. And I'm here to help you now going forward to not have to ask that question. You have to line up your vibration and maintain it. Maintain it. Maintain it. Maintain it. Do what? Be extremely selfish. This month of September, I'm going to be extremely selfish with the energy that I'm going to put out. I am going to be very strategic and focused and considerate of how I spend my time. I am going to be honest with you. I'm going to get ready to get off of here. I'm going to give you about another 2 minutes, but I am at the heart of me is just pure love and joy and wanting to see the world be happy. And some of the things that I have had to overcome in my journey is people pleasing. Wanting to make sure that everybody felt good at any given time. And a part of that was not saying no when I should have said no, and overextending myself and then finding myself to be upset when I gave too much. And it wasn't that person's fault. I could have just said no, but I wasn't honoring myself in that. And so I have come out of that, and I'm still, working through some of that, situationally, depending on like who is in need and things like that. But overall, I am coming out of people pleasing, being there, Johnny on the spot when somebody needs me. And another part of that is also not setting my boundaries up front. If I give you a quick little story, as a hairstylist, I realized that I got laxed in my own policies, like not sending people the disclosures as soon as they book their appointment. And so what if they've been my client for the longest or not? If they're not booking me directly through, Style Seat, then I, take their appointments. But in the message, if I'm replying between clients, I realized that I didn't send the disclosure. And so tell them, which they know from booking through Style Seat and through me telling them initially, they don't honor my time. Some of them don't honor when your appointment is at 3 p.m., your appointment is at 3 p.m. Not 3:10, not 3:26, not even 3:07. And that is to keep schedule for other things, like even for me to eat. And we are just such in a place of being really selfish for the wrong reasons that we're not honoring other people. But I'm also not, in my timidness, not putting my disclosure out there to let people know, hey, if you are late, we will assess a fee. If you're late after this period of time, you're going to be canceled, and there will be a rebooking fee. And just because I've been, their stylist for years, and I've allowed a few skips, is when you start allowing people to come back past the boundaries that you've dishonored yourself. So set them and stick to them. This month, it will be me reminding my clients of what my expectations are. And there's nothing wrong with expectations at all. Like, throw that out the window. For your life is truly all a creation, and if you're creating out of just hope and wish and hopeful thinking, then you're creating out of a lack mentality mindset anyway. The universe is abundant and limitless, so I do have expectations for my creations. I don't plant a seed and hope it thrives. I plant seeds and I know that they will produce the fruit after its own kind. That is my faith. That is my knowing and my belief. So it's time for us to start taking our boundaries serious, planting fresh new thoughts even. Throwing away what used to work, what no longer works for your highest good. And choosing to just, go with the current, go with the flow. Get out here in nature. enjoy what you have. You may not have a whole lot. Like, as you can see, I'm in the desert, and 2 months ago, it used to be green grass. They've left us with. They put a fake piece of grass and desert landscaping because there's, right? But I dare you to stop watching what you on social media and on the news and go find out what's happening in nature. I don't care that I'm in the desert. There is life around me, and it is thriving. The news is talking about devastation here and devastation. I'm not saying about those who are suffering. Take notice of that. But what are you going to create through the act of your thoughts? If you are thinking and you cannot feel bad enough for the people in Lahaina that you change anything. So why stick to that vibration? Why would you not go outside in nature and continue to create? We are watching, we are so tuned into everybody's creation that we forget that we have the right to create. And just through your focused and your conscious effort to be present in every moment now going forward, we will create the change we want to see. I promise you that. You have to believe what I just said. You have to believe what I just said. Everything you watch is someone else's creation. So what are you creating? We are, through our act of taking this in, regurgitating the same emotional cycle, the same vibrational cycle, the same vibrational pattern. So I ask you, what do you want to release? And ask for it with grace and with ease. What do I want to release? And how would it make me feel to walk in my becoming, my ever unfolding self? Y'all see my lips popping? That is my sweet basil chapstick. You can find this, not chapstick, it's a lip balm. You can find this on the website as well. It leaves your lips hydrated, feeling good, soft. This is really a great overnight wear too, especially if you have like cracked lips, if you live in dry climates and all that good stuff. This is good for that. I love it. So moisturizing. There's cocoa butter, sweet almond oil. There is also mango butter in here, so it feels and smells so good. Anyway, I'm out of here, you guys. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my walk. Until next time, be good to yourselves and be good to one another. I love you, and I'll see you in another live.